Today I fucked up by grabbing some random man's ass with some serious passion. I'm a shy person and a reserved person. I don't do stupid shit and I'd rather blend in the background. The only person I feel comfortable goofing around with is my boyfriend. We were having a perfectly nice summer day today. We went on a walk, did some necessary grocery shopping and started leaving home. Before going I needed to use the bathroom, no big deal. My boyfriend will just wait for me outside. My boyfriend told me he'd wait for me by the car. I leave the store, the sun is shining and I don't have my sunglasses, but I can see him standing close to our car with his back facing me. I decide to surprise him with a really firm grab on the ass, making sure he could feel my enthusiasm through the grope while seductively whispering nice ass finish by a dumb over-exaggerate moan. Fucking hilarious, great move on my part. Then I hear a loud what the fuck in an unfamiliar voice and my boyfriend turns around and well, it isn't him. It's a much older man wearing all black like my boyfriend. That wiped away the stupid grin on my face real fast. I'm completely speechless. I don't know what to say. Just stare at this poor man whose ass I violated. I could feel my face turning red and I start apologizing profusely while trying to explain the situation in a panic. A little further away by our car I can see my boyfriend walking towards me, almost tripping for laughing so much. After what felt like forever the man also bursts out laughing, saying it's fine, that I'm glad I liked his ass. Couldn't laugh even if I wanted to. I was horrified. I still am. My boyfriend thinks this is all too funny not to share, but I'm going to stay anonymous doing so. If the man whose ass I grabbed happens to see this, I am so sorry. Just know that a part of me died today and this gave me another reason to never leave my house again. Social distancing no longer feels difficult in any way. Too long didn't read. I went to surprise who I thought was my boyfriend with a firm ass grabbing followed by a moan, only to find out he wasn't my boyfriend. I'm now dying from embarrassment. Edit. Wow, thank you everyone for sharing your funny stories, keep them coming. Me and my boyfriend are having a blast reading all of them. I'm glad that I'm not the only ass grabber around, it's really helping me with the embarrassment. Edit. Wow, this blew up. Thank you for all the nice comments and the awards. I'm able to laugh at it now thanks to all of your stories, so thank you. I truly felt horrible and embarrassed for what happened, and yes, the situation could have been worse if the genders were reversed or if the recipient of this mistake didn't take it so lightly. Thank you for everyone who can see when people make an actual mistake and can distinguish that from an actually vile act. I shared this because the man didn't take it seriously and laughed with my boyfriend about the accident and no harm was done apart from the shame I felt. And yes, our bangers, you can use this story for your video. Thanks for asking me beforehand, I appreciate that. The true shocking thing in this entire post is the fact that Just an Ass Grabber was still actually available on Reddit. My mom once started massaging what she thought was my dad's butt. When she realized it was a stranger and apologized, he said, "Anytime, Mom." Once me, my husband and my husband's entire family went out for a pub crawl. Before we started drinking, we took a family photo at the first bar. Apparently my husband thought I was standing next to him. I was not, and enthusiastically grabbed the ass of the person next to him. It was his sister, Nola Mao. Was at dinner with her then GF and her mother. Waiter comes to take the order and she sticks her hand behind her to her jacket, hanging on the back of her chair, to get her glasses to read the menu, and has a weird look on her face as she fumbles around her pockets, unable to make out the shape of her glasses. When she looks up behind her and realizes she's fondling the waiter's balls like it's the winning lotto numbers written in Braille. My younger sister told me yesterday that this one time when we were in a public swimming pool together, she was calling for me when I was in the water leaning against the side of the pool and I wasn't answering. So she, being the lovely young lady she is, grabbed her flip-flop and hit me in the head with it, except it wasn't me. I was not there and she had just hit some strange girl. Reading yours just made me burst out laughing about my sisters again. Also, good on you for spreading some love for man's asses. Today I fucked up, M28, by ignoring my wife, F28, in lingerie after not being intimate in months. A little background: my wife and I just recently had a baby, and due to that it has been a couple months since my wife and I have been intimate. She is normally very timid and self-conscious about her body despite being in great shape. Her body returned to pre-baby weight almost immediately, and being about a day I fucked up a woman. The other night I hopped on my computer and browsed the internet in the evening as my wife fed the baby and put her to sleep. She came out in the living room, asked what I was up to. I told her not much, just gonna play a game or two with some friends. She said that sounded fun and then started tidying up a little. My attention then turned to my game with my friends. The lights were very dim in the room and I had headphones on. I hear a noise just slightly above the noise in my ears and look over my shoulder to see my wife sitting on the couch in the dimly lit room. "You're sneaky, I didn't hear you come in," I say. She says, "Yeah, I guess." Then turn back to the game about to begin. Halfway though the match, my phone lights up with a text from my wife. "Glad to know what you really think." I had no clue what she was talking about. I fire off a "huh?" text. I quickly get up to go see what she's talking about. I find her curled up in bed sobbing. I climb up next to her and ask her what's wrong and what the text meant. You know exactly what I mean. I still have no clue as to what's going on. After a little bit more probing, she tells me through tears, "I wanted to have a fun evening with you." I put on lingerie and laid out all the stuff for sex, towel, lubes, etc. I come out to couch all dressed up and you look right at me and go right back to your game. I honestly was shocked by all of this. Monitor was super bright and I could all but make out the silhouette of her when she came out. I tried to explain that to her, but honestly what could I say in that moment? Finally convinced her that I could not see anything when she came out. She was still frustrated and a little sad, but now I'm slowly making my way out of the doghouse. Too long didn't read. Couldn't see wife come in and try seduce me, and turned around and started playing video games with my friends. My mom was wrong. The real reason to not game in the dark is because there might be a woman in lingerie wanting to have sex with me and I won't see her. Flip it, surprise her when she gets home with the sex towel while wearing her lingerie. The only way to fix this is to put her on the computer and put on lingerie while she ignores you. I would have started sobbing too once I saw the towels. That shit was about to get wet and wild. I think that's the best way to convince her of your honesty. Babe, you're smoking hot in that particular lingerie, and if I had been able to see you in it I would have shut down the game in no time at all. I've basically cock-blocked myself due to a lighting issue. Husband huddle, stat. We feel your pain, and could not be more confident that a loving, caring husband like yourself will figure this out together with her. Our idea of a night in lingerie and a scary movie is absolutely brilliant, helping her feel comfortable and sexy again without putting too much pressure on anything, and during an activity she knows you're doing just because she enjoys it. You deserve all our respect, and we're always here for you. Husband huddle, crying face, crying face, crying face. Today I fucked up by outing cousin's incestual offspring. Yeah, so the title says it all. Today a family member posted a photo of a child asking for thoughts and prayers as they're dealing with some health things. Enter me, who has very little to do with my family because they're all trash-tastic as fuck. Upon seeing the photo I thought I was looking at the offspring of a male cousin. The child looks just like him. Spitting image of him as a kid. I asked if this was cousin A's child and wished him a speedy recovery. And went on about my afternoon. A bit later I check my messages and realize I've got like 5 messages from the family member who posted the photo asking me to delete my message that I'd, unknowingly, stepped in a hornet's nest. The sickly child? Totally cousin A's child. But with cousin B. Cousin B apparently told her husband that it's his child. Yeah, that kid is the spitting image of cousin A. So here I am, not knowingly outed the family secret to all of social media. My bad. Somehow I'm the bad guy, but you know I'm not the one who balked my cousin. Too long didn't read, outed cousin's love child from incestual relationship. Edit, oh shit. I never expected this to blow up. As to their familial relationship, their grandfathers were brothers. No, this isn't the only incestual relationship in the family. Yes, it is the southern United States. Our great-grandparents' families turned out to be related. And yes, Several offspring do suffer from bleeding issues. So here, more fucked upness in this family. Woman A meets man B and they get married. Man B's sister falls for woman A's father and they get married. Woman A and man B have sons. Those sons go on to have a child with man B's sister's son's daughter. Yeah. Man B's sister's child's who had the female cousin. Man B's sister's husband's brother's child is who had the male cousin. Needless to say, I looked for someone who wasn't raised anywhere near where I grew up for a partner, and we did a 23andMe test. Not fucking with this cousin/cousin bullshit diagram sort of thing. So is the kid his own second cousin? Can we get a professor of incest in here to verify this claim? What are A and B's relationship to each other? Are they cousins, or first cousins by blood is different than third cousins by marriage? But still. Yeah, wouldn't say you fucked up here, mate. Today I fucked up. Today, incest felt usual. Why wouldn't cousin B just reply to your comment saying this is my child, X? I look a lot like my auntie and my cousin looks a lot like my mum. Genetics are weird. Seriously, my son looked so much like my brother-in-law when Bill was a baby. Like everyone in my husband's family would say baby, looks just like Bill did when Bill was a baby. Like identical. No one ever thought the family was implying I shagged my Bill. Just that genetics are a trip and you really never know what your kiddo will look like. Lol. Awkward. But instead of messaging you 5 times, why didn't they just delete your comment themselves? Something tells me Ops computer literacy is well above the average in that part of their family.